This machine and these two machines here.
Okay,
All this is exactly the same as this, but just twice as big. So depending on the amount of coffee, we will use 1 or 2 or 3 machines. So these machines will remove first the skin. I need a volunteer. Who wants to be the volunteer? What about you? That you didn't want to explain, so now you can be the volunteer.
Okay.
Yes?
Yeah.
Okay. So what we're gonna do? We're gonna turn on the machine, and the idea is that you put your hand inside and we see how it removes the skin.
Sure. Why
Yes?
not? Sounds like an adventure for me.
Very adventurous. Yes. Well, no, but thinking a bit more. No, this would be a bit messy. So let's do an easier thing. Could you please peel this cherry, like we did with the red one? Just pressing like this.
so not that easy.
Be careful with my eyes. What happens?
Does it work?
Doesn't work? It's too hard.
Yeah.
That's the point. Thank you. These machines are very gentle, so they won't peel the green ones. Only the ripe ones. All of this coffee will come here, and these are strainers. So only the now smaller ripe peeled seeds are passing through the holes of the grit. They come down here, and this machine, this one here, is in charge of removing the mucilage, the sweet jelly. So this comes up here, and with pipes that we attach here, we're going to place the coffee here in the tanks. And this is going to be first grade coffee. Yes, there is water, but not a lot. Because here, in this pipe, we remove most of the water. So they come here wet, but not like all the water flushing. So these green ones that are too big, you see, they don't come through the holes of this. So they will continue this way, and they will come to this machine here in the middle. From here and from here. And this machine, it's gonna process again green ones, green sinkers, and the floaters that are coming from the tank are also coming here. From this machine in the middle, coffee will come to this small tank here. Let's go here.
Sorry.
So, here in this small tank, we will refloat the coffee. So you saw that in the same cherry, we have usually one good and one bad bean. So when we open them, good one sinks, bad one floats. Sinkers will stay here, and floaters are coming through this way, and they will end back there, in that tank. So here we're having first grade coffee, sinkers of the sinkers, second grade coffee, sinkers of the floaters, and third grade coffee, floaters of the floaters. Next to this, coffee is going to be ready to be sent for a pre-drying process. You want to take that way through the bridge, please, or these bridges? Some more questions? No?
No, what is okay, sinkers are good and floaters is second best coffee, but what is the why? So why is it heavier, the good coffee?
Yes, these are denser. So if the beetle has come inside the cherry and has eaten a lot, there is going to be a bubble. So they float. The good seed from this will sink here. It's gonna float there, but this good one will float. Sorry, the bad one will float, will go there. The good one will sink and will stay here. And the green ones that are sinking, they will sink again here. So we have this one, two, and three. No, this is a relative. The people that it's the coffees are really small. Yes. We need to spray these bottles and traps. And there are some other controls.
So at this point there is kind of...
It's quite expensive. It's kind of machine, money-making machine.
It's very clever then.
I know.
Three qualities. Three qualities.
Three qualities. Yes, three qualities.
That's
Okay.
cacao.
Here we have a pre-drying. So what happens? Downstairs we have the drying rooms. They work with hot air. Some of this hot air comes up here through this mesh, and along with the sun that can be really, really hot here, we reduce the moisture of these beans. Then when we open these lids, we bring this coffee down, and then this drying will take a lot shorter. This is going to be more efficient at the end to dry the same amount of coffee. Yep. Let's continue that way, please.
What are these here?
That is cacao.
Cacao lagi.
Cacao?
Yeah, yeah.
Sweet.
Cacao is only 1 hectare, so it's small. Let's go this way, please. Dryer, this is the moment. It's a pre-drying. So up there we reduce the moisture with like free energy. we use sun and some of the hot air that goes up there. But this hot air is only when there is more coffee being dried down.
Could you use the sun only on heat to use this?
Great question. He asks if we can dry only in the sun or if we need to dry this. Most of the coffee that is produced is sun-dried. Because remember, they are small farmers. So they produce small amounts every week so they can dry these small amounts. Here, because of the volume that we make, because of the volume that we make, we would need like a really big area for sun drying. So we need to dry it like this. Actually last week, there was a little amount and they were not picking Thursday, not this week, 10 days ago. They were not picking Thursday and Friday because of the blossom. So there was very little, so there was a lot of sun drying. No. Yes, that is mine. Okay. So yeah, there was here a lot of coffee that was being dried only in the sun, but because of the volume at that moment. Usually, not really.
Just efficiency.
Yes, just efficiency. If the drying is too high, well here, look, it's almost 60 degrees. Here we have a lower grade. Second of that. Look, you see, it's not as pretty as this one. This is like a second. So there is no problem in heating this one at higher temperature. But the first quality is usually at 40-45, and this will keep all the quality good things. Good question. No, we just leave them like this. We don't have to move it. What we move is the airflow here. So we open some inside doors and we change the airflow, so this will come from beneath or from above, and the drying is going to be uniform. So when this coffee is now ready, 10 to 12% moisture, we will bring it out here for cooling down, like this one, and coffee is now ready to be packed in 40-kilogram bags. And this is what we're going to have. You can even put your hand inside and you can feel it's still warm. Grab a few of these beans. There is a little, but you will.
And the black things are just the skins.
Yes. Under the bellow, that were dancing on. No.
You have no possibility.
Yes, we will do it. Okay, so
You have different sizes.
yes. Okay, so when you take one of these beans, all of you have beans? Okay. So when you take one of these beans, you squeeze them and you will see there is a husk and a green bean inside. You remember when we were opening the matchsticks, we had the same, the husk and the green bean inside. This how we have it here, this is the way how small farmers sell their coffees in the local market. Like this is called parchment coffee or café pergamino. So this husk is a natural envelope that keeps the freshness of the bean for longer. So we will need to remove it, but just before the roasting or just before we export these beans. So, how do we remove this husk? This is really easy. We bring some tourists, we ask them to take some from the floor, and they do the job for us.
Takes a long time.
The problem is that these are not very efficient. So we have a machine here for this job. Let's go here. Yes. Yes, exactly. Yes, this is what we roast. Same quality. There is this little extra skin, it's called the silver skin, but this is most beautiful. Yes, exactly. Okay, so let's come a bit closer here. So, as you notice, my pet is gone, but well, it's nature. Well, so this machine here is gonna remove the husk. Then coffee comes to this table, and we still need to do more sortings. So here we're gonna make another sorting by density. So this table will shake, ta 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 ta. There are still some bad beans there, so they will come to this side. Best quality, denser beans are coming up here, and the ones here will come all this way, and they will arrive to this machine, and there we're gonna make a sorting by size. Who knows why it's important to sort the beans by size? By size.
For the it has to do, I guess, with the roasting.
For the roasting.
Yes. If we put the small and big beans together, we will burn the small ones. So we need to have a uniform size for a uniform roast. So here we see 5 outlets in this machine. Here in the first one, we're gonna catch the biggest ones. And here we're gonna catch mostly the black ones that we see there. So you see, the coffee there is quite pretty, but these black beans are green underdeveloped beans that came through all the other selections. So they are harder to peel here, so we're gonna catch them at this point, because they are now bigger than the buildings. No, these black ones are green, dried, underdeveloped beans, so they will spoil the taste. Yes, we catch them here because they are now bigger in size. Not exactly. Here we catch the smallest ones, and these smallest ones are beans, mostly broken beans or this green underdeveloped without the shell. So they will burn really easy and they will spoil the taste as well. And from the other three outlets, we're having the best quality. The best quality. These ones can be roasted together or these ones can be roasted separate. There is something that happens here that when we're gonna export coffee, we cannot do it here because we will need like 1 month to process a whole container. So these three machines are used only for the coffee that we roast here in the farm that we sell in the local market. When we're gonna export coffee, we take the coffee like this with the husk in these bags, we send it to another facility and they have these same but bigger machines. So they can process a whole container in like 4 hours. It's like really fast. In addition, for exporting they make another sorting that now is done by color. This sorting by color was done before in a band like that, so coffee was coming here and there were people at both sides picking beans by hand. But now there is an electronic scanner with lasers, so they scan all the beans and with little air blows, boom, they remove these last bad beans. So they program that if the beans are not meeting certain type of green, all of the rest is going out. So at the end we're having a very nice, pretty, beautiful coffee. This is gonna be packed in 70 kilogram bags and it's gonna be ready to be shipped out. It's not even coming back to the farm. It's taking no more than 1 week and it's usually roasted. Yes, that's why you hear about Italian coffee or French roasting, things like this, because they have developed industries of roasting and preparing coffee. Yes. Let me say something here. Look, here we have an export bag. You will see from all over the world export coffee bags are having a code with 3 numbers. First number is the producing country. Are you able to see from back there? Yes. Yes, good way. So, first number is the producing country. Remember, Brazil is the first producer, Vietnam is the second, and Colombia is the third one. But it happens that when you see a Brazilian bag, they have in their export code number 2. Which country do you think has number 1 in their bags?
Here in South America or in the group?
Nah, that would be too easy.
Vietnam, number 1 should be Ethiopia.
Brazil?
No, Brazil has number 2.
Oh.
Jamaica?
Colombia?
No. Colombia number 3, look.
Ethiopia.
No.
France?
France, you don't produce coffee.
Jamaica.
Jamaica, no. Java is not a country, that's part of Indonesia and it's not that.
Costa Rica?
Costa Rica, no.
Guatemala?
No.
El Salvador?
No.
Philippines?
Mexico.
No. No.
Peru, Guatemala.
No. You are not gonna say America?
Mexico?
No. Okay.
USA.
No, because America first, no. It's Bolivia. Yes. You know why? Because this is set by alphabetical order, not by volume produced. was not gonna make it that easy for you. It's just a coincidence that we are three in projection and three.
Argentina,
It's too cold for growing coffee. Good try. It's Bolivia. Yes. Second number is the code of the exporter. So here we are 277 as exporters, not as producers. If we were exporting someone else's coffee, something that we don't do, this would have our number. If someone else were exporting our coffee, something that happened before, this would have their number. Third box is for the number of the shipment made by this exporter in a given coffee year. This means that every 1st of October, the count starts again. Okay? Any question? Everything clear?
That number is for the year?
Sorry?
The last number is for the entire year?
No. The number of the shipment made in a certain coffee year. So, if I'm gonna, if it's 1st of October, I'm gonna ship a container of coffee, this will have number 1. I can do whatever amount of shipments in that year, and then 1st of October, number 1 again.
But it's still 377.
Yes. Yes. This country will stay the same, exporter will stay the same, the exporter is the same, and this will change all the time.
So you don't really know what year this is.
In theory, no, but you can understand it from the time it was exported. So the thing is that this starts the 1st of October because it's supposed to be the end of the harvest in Brazil. So yeah, harvest in Brazil is like in the middle of the year. So 1st of October they like finished all the harvest. So when you ship after the 1st of October, it's supposed to be from that last harvest. So it's very strange that you are selling coffee from 3 years before. But there is no point in selling old coffee, and there is even less point in buying old coffee. So yeah, you will know that it's from last harvest. You're gonna ask something? No.
The price at the stock market, you know,
Yeah.
there's probably in Chicago and or New York.
New York.
Yeah, New York. There is a, you know, probably you have prices for different qualities.
Yeah.
Who defines at the end that internationally you have the same quality? That you categorize really the quality, and then it goes to the stock market, and it is really, because there is afterwards a whole bunch.
Yeah, well. So
Is there an independent institution internationally which classifies
It's
or
called-
gives a guarantee of certain qualities? Or are this Nestle, or I don't know, the big companies saying?
Well, at the end, who puts the price is the market. So what happens here? When you take a look to the pyramid of quality in coffee, like with any other product, you have here the cheapest one is Robusta. This has the lowest price. The trade of this is done in London, and it's considered so massive, so bulky thing that the trade is done by ton. On top of this, you have something called natural Arabica. Trade of this is done in Sao Paulo. As Brazil is the first producer in the world of natural coffee, the trade is done there. On top of this is washed Arabica. That is what we produce here. We're talking about bulk, volume, commodities. Here, in this washed Arabica, there are different, let's say, qualities. Well, it's supposed to be like, well, how I say that? It's all washed Arabica, but depending on where this is coming from, this will have different prices. So there is a base price that is set in the New York Stock Exchange, and this goes up and down all the time depending in market volume speculation. And there are some countries that have a prime over that price. The washed Arabica from Colombia, Kenya and Tanzania have the highest prime over that price. There are some countries that are having 2 cents over these, or 5 or 7. Last year the average for the Colombian prime was 26. So just because of the fact that the coffee is coming from Colombia, it's considered better quality. So from that point you can start negotiating. So the buyer will say, okay, yours is Colombian coffee, it's better than the washed Arabica from Honduras, so I'm gonna pay you more because I know it's better and my clients will pay more for this. From that point you can tell the buyer, okay, but look at my coffee is small amount, is from a certain place, take a try, take a sample, look, you see it's a lot better, so you can pay me more. And the buyer can say, okay, I will pay you, I don't know, 10, 20 cents over that. So this basic price is market decided. Over this you can negotiate a little bit with the buyer who have probably a bit more, but of course your coffee needs to have something else special compared with the bulk. Did that answer your question? Okay. Something else? No? Okay.